Hey guys, it's Flip. Today I'm going to do an unboxing of this 24-inch Egopowerplus cordless two-stage snow blower. Then I'm going to show you how to assemble it. This is model SNT2405 if you buy it as a kit with the two batteries and the dual charger, or if you buy it tool only, it's model SNT2400. This has a throwing distance of 50 feet. It can clear an 18-car driveway with 8 inches of snow, and like it shows here, it has two 7.5 amp hour batteries. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I'm going to get this unboxed and then I'm going to show you what all comes with, then show you how to put it together along with a few key steps that you don't want to forget. Then I'll show you how it works and give you my initial thoughts on it. I don't have any snow yet to really show you what it can do, but as soon as I do, I'll do a full review out in the snow. So this is just going to be an introduction to the machine and how to put it together. So this is the 24-inch model of the Ego snow blowers, and just so you know, there is a new 24-inch model that just came out. It cost a few $100s more than this model, and it comes with two 10 amp hour batteries instead of the two 7.5 amp hour batteries. This model right here is currently the most popular one on the market, but just so you know, there is a newer one out there. It's a little fancier. It comes with heated handles, trigger controlled steering, and 2-in-1 chute adjustment. And just to be transparent with you, Ego did send this out for me to test and do a review on, but I'm still going to give you an honest review like I always do. So I'm going to give you an overview of it today, and then I'll come back with a full review when I get some snow after putting it through some tests. And if you have any ideas of some tests you'd like to see me put it through, let me know in the comments below and I'll consider it for the next video. So let's jump on in. Everything that comes in the box, you've got your control dashboard with your handles here, the chute and deflector, the main part of the unit. You've got the dual charger, a sticker, a manual, and the two batteries. Again, the two batteries are 56 volts, 7.5 amp hour ARC lithium batteries. These batteries by themselves can cost between $300 and $400 depending on where you get them, and they are model number BA4200T. I'll do a full time test as soon as I get some snow and show you how long they last. But this can obviously vary depending on how much snow you have and the type of snow it is. How long they last is also going to depend on which of the 5 auger speeds you're running it in and which of the 3 propulsion speeds you're running it in. And they are compatible with all other Ego tools. The batteries weigh 6.3 pounds each and come with a 3-year warranty. This is a dual port charger. It has LED indicator lights here and here that will show you the status of the battery's charge. It'll charge both batteries at once, and it comes with a 3-year warranty as well. This charger will charge these two batteries in about 120 minutes. It'll charge two 10 amp hour batteries in 160 minutes and two 12 amp hour batteries in about 180 minutes. It also has the two rubber handles here to help you pick the whole thing up. So now I'm going to show you how to put this together. So it comes with 4 bolts and knobs right here along the side rails, and that's going to hold this main control dashboard onto the side rails of the unit. So you're going to start by just taking these knobs off and the bolts out. This is really easy. You don't need any tools or anything. You just twist them out. Then the cables are already attached, so all you have to do is pick up this back handle assembly and try to align these side rails with the back handle on the unit so that the 3 holes line up. Then you can lift the handle assembly up and down till you feel like it's at a comfortable height. Choose one of the 3 height settings and then go ahead and put your bolts and locking knobs back in place. So the top 2 bolts will go into whichever of the 3 holes you choose for your height setting. And then the bottom bolts will go through the slots cut into the side rails as you see here under those top bolts. One extra little tip, the holes that the bolts go into are square shaped and the back of the bolt head is square shaped. So make sure that seats in there correctly so it goes all the way in and it sits flush. You do not want it sticking out a little bit like it was right there. On the front of the unit you have a chute cleaning tool right here for clogs in the chute. And then I'll show you how to attach the discharge chute. So first you want to take this knob and bolt out of the support pole. Then you will take your chute and just line it up. The square part on the inside will line up and it should be pointing to the right since the handle is zip tied to the right from shipping. Once you have that seated in there correctly, you can put your bolt back through the support pole and tighten your knob. Now I believe on some of the early editions of this model the chute would drift a little bit and not quite stay in place. So Ego has fixed this issue by adding these inline cable adjusters right here. You can loosen or tighten these, and that will adjust how loose or tight the snow chute stays in place. Now it's pretty much all together now. I'm going to go ahead and show her to you. She is definitely a beauty. I can't wait to see her in action in the snow. But before I show you how these controls work and we throw a battery in, first I'm going to show you a couple things you definitely want to check out and adjust before you put it in use. So the first thing you want to do is check the tire pressure. It's more than likely that these tires are not sitting at the correct PSI after shipping. The side of the tire says max PSI of 20, so I set it just under that at 17. And when I checked this side, it was at 6.5, so I'm glad I checked it. The other tire was only at 5 PSI, so I went ahead and filled that one up as well. The next thing that you want to do is adjust these skid shoes so that they are level, so your machine will run smoothly along the ground. You also want that plastic to wear out evenly. But the last thing is you're going to want those skid shoes in place where they'll hold this scraper bar about 1/8 of an inch off the ground. You don't want this touching right on the ground when in use, but you also don't want it sitting up too high where it's going to leave a lot of snow behind. So to do that, first we're just going to loosen up these nuts right here on the skid shoe. This takes a 16mm socket, and I'm going to take these nuts all the way off with my impact just to show you what's going on underneath here, but you really just need to loosen these a little bit. It looks like somebody in the factory ran these in too hard because this washer was literally imprinted into the skid shoe, and I had to pry it out by hand just to get it to move. So when I put these back on, I'm going to do it by hand just to make sure I don't do the same thing and run these back on here too hard. These are just plastic, so you don't want to crack it. So then I'm going to take the nuts on the other side off, but again, you just have to loosen these a little bit. And again, these washers are kind of stuck in the plastic where they ran them on too hard. Then what we're going to do is use some paint sticks because these are easy to find and they're about 1/8 of an inch thick, so it's a good thing to set under the scraper bar here. So we'll just lift up the front of the machine and set these paint sticks under here, and that'll hold our scraper bar in the right place while we tighten the skid shoes back down. So then make sure the shoes are flush with the ground and go ahead and tighten those nuts back down on both sides. Then you can remove your paint sticks. And now your skid shoes are properly set. So let's go ahead and throw in some batteries and we'll go over the controls. So your battery snaps into place just like that. And then when you shut your lid, you can see it has that transparent window on top so you can see how much charge the battery has. And you can use any combination of sizes of Ego batteries in this. As you can see here, there's some room around the outside of these 7.5 amp hour batteries. But just to show you, I'm going to put in this 12 amp hour battery that I have for my mower. And you can see that fits in there just fine. And that's the biggest battery Ego makes right now. So here I'm going to cut this zip tie off and then I'll show you how the controls work. So in the middle here you have your chute rotation handle, and this will give you 200 degrees of rotation, moving the chute back and forth, and that's going to allow you to aim what direction you discharge your snow. Then you have the chute deflector handle. That's going to allow you to adjust the angle of the chute deflector and adjust the height of the snow coming out of the discharge chute. On the right side you have your auger speed control lever, and the left side is your self-propel lever. You can hold down that self-propel lever and it will keep the auger control lever down. That frees up your right hand to control your chute while operating. When you release the self-propel lever, the auger will automatically shut off. This is your control for the 3 speeds of forward and reverse on the left side, and the right side is your 5 speeds for the auger including turbo. You also have a button here on the dash for the 4 LED headlights and a start button. The start button acts as a safety feature. You can press down on the auger controls and it will not start even with the batteries in. You have to press the start button down for 1 second and then press down on the auger controls and then it will start. On the other hand, that self-propel lever on the left side is always active and ready to go. You do not need to press the start button. You can just pull down on that lever, and as long as the batteries are in, it is ready to go. So I'm going to show you a few last details here, and then I'll let you hear how it sounds in the different speeds. You've got your metal auger right here. It has a 24-inch clearing width, and it has a 20-inch intake height. Right here is your auger, obviously, and back in here is your impeller. And that's what's going to turn and throw the snow up out of this chute 50 feet. And that's what makes this a two-stage snowblower. You've got your shear pins right here and here. If and when you need to replace those, there are a couple extra right up here on the chute. On top of replacing those shear pins, you can also replace the skid shoes down here and the scraper bar. Those are two things that'll wear out over time. You can even replace the auger if needed. So here I'm going to start the auger up, and I will start it in its lowest speed and then work my way all the way up to the highest speed, which is turbo, and then back down to the lowest speed just so you can hear it in action. And here it is actually in motion with the self-propel. Not that exciting without snow, but again, I can't wait to get back out here once I have some snow and actually show you what it can do and put it through some tests. I would recommend doing this a whole lot without snow because you will grind away at your skid shoes pretty quickly on the concrete, but I just wanted to show you it moving a little bit. But hopefully this video helped you out with assembly and some setup tips and just going over the details of the machine. And like I said, I'll get back out here and put it to the test once I get some snow. If this video did help you out, please hit the thumbs up button for me and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.